Hello friends, I am Sujata, working as a assistant professor in PG and Research Department of Economics, ADM College for Women, Nagapatnam. Today we will see the computer application in economics. First, we will begin with introduction to computer. Meaning of computer. First, what is a computer? A computer is an electronic device that accepts data from the user, processes it, produces result, displays them to the user, and stores the result for future usage. So what is called as data? Data is a collection of unorganized facts and figures and it does not provide any further information regarding pattern, context, etc. Hence, data means unorganized facts and figures. Then what is called as information? Information is a structured data that is organized, meaningful and processed data to produce the data and convert into information. And nowadays, we use computer for all our tasks. They are used for reservation of tickets for airplanes and railways, payment of telephone and electricity bill, deposits and withdrawal of money from banks, processing of business data, forecasting of weather conditions, diagnosis of diseases, searching for information on the internet. Computers are also used extensively in schools, universities, organizations, music industries, movie industries, scientific research, law firms, fashion industries, etc. The term computer is derived from the word compute. The word compute means to calculate. A computer is an electronic machine that accepts data from the user, process the data by performing calculations and operation on it, and generate the desired output result. Computer perform both simple and complex operation with the speed and accuracy. Next to discuss about the functions of computer. There are four basic functions of computer. First one is receiving input. Data is fed into computer through various input devices like keyboard, mouse, digital pen, etc. Input can also feed through devices like CD-ROM, pen drive, scanners, etc. The next one is processing the information. Operations on the input data are carried out based on the instruction provided in the program. Next one of the function is storing the information. After processing, the information gets stored in primary or secondary storage area. And last one of the function is producing output. The processed information and other details are communicated to the outside world through output devices like monitor, printer, etc. Then next to discuss about the input process output concept. A computer then accepts data, processes the data and generates outputs, stores the data. The concept of generating output information from the input data is also referred to as input process output concept. The input process output concept of the computer is explained in the following manner. That is the input computer can accept input data from the user via the input devices like keyboard, digital camera, scanner. The input data can be characters, word, text, sound, images, document, etc. Then what is called as a process? Process is nothing but a computer processes the input data. For this, it performs some actions on the data by using the instructions or program given by the user of the data. The action could be an arithmetic or logical calculations. editing, modifying a document. During the processing, the data, instruction, and outputs are stored temporarily in the computer main memory. Then next one is the output. The output is the result generated after the processing of data. The output may be in the form of text, sound, image, document, etc. The computer may display the output on a monitor, send output to the printer for printing, playing the output, etc. Next, ALU means arithmetic logic unit. Then control unit is also called as the brain of computer. Next one of the process is storage. The input data, instructions and output are stored permanently in the secondary storage devices like disk or tape. The stored data can be retrieved whenever needed. And next one concept is characteristics of computer. Speed. A computer works with much higher speed and accuracy compared to humans while performing mathematical calculations. Computers can process millions of instructions per second. The time taken by the computer for their operation is microsecond and nanosecond. For example, the calculation and the generation of salary slips of thousands of employees of an organization, weather forecasting that require analysis of the large amount of data related to temperature, pressure, and various to be collected the data from various places. So the computer can work with much higher speed and accuracy. And next one of the characteristic is versatility. Versatility refers to the capability of the computer to perform different kinds of work with the same accuracy and efficiency. Third one of the characteristics, accuracy. So what is called as accuracy? Computer perform calculation with 100% accuracy. Error may occur due to data inconsistency in accuracy. Right. Then next one of the characteristic is diligence. A computer can perform millions of tasks or calculation with the same consistency and accuracy. Its memory also make it superior to that of human being. That is called as diligence. And next one of the characteristic is reliability. A computer is reliable as it gives consistent result for similar set of data. That is, if we give same set of input any number of times, we will get the same result. That is called as reliability. Next one is the automation. The automation is nothing but it performs tasks without manual intervention. The computer performs all the tasks automatically. So that is called as automation. And next one is the memory. A computer has built-in memory called primary memory where it stored data. Secondary storage are removable devices such as CD, pen drive, etc., which are used to store data. So these are the characteristics of computer. One is speed, accuracy, intelligence, versatility, reliability, automation, and memory. Next concept to discuss the type of computers. A digital computer that are available nowadays vary in their size and types. Computers are broadly classified into four categories. One is a microcomputer, mini computer, mainframe computer, and a supercomputer. First one is a microcomputer. Microcomputers are small, low-cost standalone machine. Microcomputers include desktop computer, notebook computers or laptop, netbooks, tablet computers, handheld computers and a smartphone. So these are the example of microcomputer. First one is a personal computer. PC is nothing but it is a personal computer. It is the most common type of microcomputer. It is a standalone machine that can be placed on the desk. It consists of three units. One is a keyboard, monitor, and a system unit containing the CPU, memory, hard disk. Then next, it is not very expensive and it need for the single user at a home or a small business unit and organization. Next one is a laptop. That is a notebook computer. Laptop is also called as a notebook computer. They are portable and have all the features of desktop computer. The advantage of the laptop is that it is a small in size, has a battery backup and has all the functionality of the desktop. Laptop can be placed on the lap. Okay, so it is called as a laptop. And next one is a netbook. So these are smaller notebook optimized for low weight and low cost and are designed for accessing web-based applications. Starting with the earliest netbook in the year 2007. Netbooks deliver the performance needed to enjoy popular activities like streaming videos or music, emailing, like that. So the word netbook was created as a blend of internet and a notebook. The next one is a tablet computer. The tablet computer has features of the notebook computer, but it can accept input from stylus or pen instead of a keyboard or mouse. It is a portable computer. Then next one is a handheld computer or PDA. So PDA is nothing but it is a personal digital assistant. It is a small computer that can be held on top of the palm. It is a small in size. Instead of keyboard, the personal digital assistant uses a pen or stylus for input. And next, they have a limited memory and less powerful. So the personal digital assistants can be connected to the internet via wireless connections. So these are the features of personal digital assistant. Next, last one is the smartphone. Smartphone are cellular phones that function both a phone and as a small personal computer. They may use a stylus or a pen and may have a small keyboard. They can be connected to the internet wireless. They are used to access electronic mail, download music, play games, like that. Then next type of computer is a mini computer. So the mini computer are high processing speed machines having more storage capacity than the microcomputers. Mini computers can support 4 to 200 users simultaneously. The user can access the mini computer through their personal computers. Next, they are used for real-time application in industries, research centers, etc. Then next, mainframe computer are multi-user, multi-programming and high-performance computer. They operate at the very high speed and very high storage capacity. Okay, so it can handle workload of many users. Next one is this is a picture of mini computer. The next one is a mainframe computer. The mainframe computers are multi-user, multi-programming and high performance computer. They have very high speed, very large storage capacity and can handle large workloads. Mainframe computers are generally used in centralized databases. The user access the mainframe computer via terminal. That may be a thumb terminal on intelligent terminals or personal computers. A mainframe computer are used in organizations like banks or companies where many people require frequent accesses to the same data. So you can use a mainframe computer. Then next one is a supercomputer. Supercomputers are the most expensive machine have having high processing speed capable of performing trillion of calculations per second. The speed of the supercomputer is measured in FLOPS. So FLOPS means floating point operations per second. Some of the supercomputer can perform trillions of calculations per second. The supercomputer find application in computing intensive tasks. Then it's a supercomputer are used for highly calculation intensive tasks such as weather forecasting, climate research. Climate research is a then next molecular research, biological research, nuclear research, and aircraft design. They are also used in major universities, military agencies, and scientific research laboratories. So these are the futures of supercomputer. So these are the various types of computers. Thank you.